Okay, this video is going to show how to set up the DVR for the remote viewing through the Internet Explorer. So what you need to do is, first up is to click on Settings, and under Network Setup, you want to make sure your web server port's like 9000, not 80. This should be a 5100 and 5101 for your PDA viewing. You probably want to enable your PDA viewing if you want to see it over the internet, like with an iPhone or a BlackBerry. Remote connection should be enabled, and then just save the settings. Then you can minimize this for now. So what you want to do is you need to go inside your router to forward the ports. So to find out, depending on which router you have, if you go to a website, portforward.com, on this website they'll have all the different routers that are out there pretty much. So you click on router list up here, and then you scroll down and like find the router you have. So we'll say we have this Linksys. Under Linksys we have this W. That one's a good one. Let's click that one. Skip the advertisement. So when you get to the next screen, it'll show you here. You'll see it where it says default guide. They all have a default guide. You want to go default guide, and then this basically shows you how to log into your router, depending on which one you have, and then it will show you, you need to know your username, password, whatever that was when you got your router set up, and then it'll show you here what to click on to go to whether you want to do a single port forward or a range. Now on some routers, like the one we have in our office here, it's not called port forward, so I'll show you how you do it on ours. We have like an AT&T router here. So if you click on here, you click on home network, and then this is the computer the DVR is at. So we'll edit firewall settings, and the password. So here it has like all these predefined ports for like games and stuff. Well, you want to add a new user-defined application, and we'll call it DVR server. So on here, the ports we want to forward, the first port you want to forward is 9000, and just a single port, so it goes to 9000. And then on here, the map to host port would be 9000, and then we want to add definition. So that port is now forwarded. The next port you want to forward is 5100, and 5100. Add definition. Next port you want to forward on the DVR would be 5101 for the cell phone viewing. Now, you're not going to view the cell phone, you don't have to add 5101. That's just if you're going to do the cell phone. So here we have all these ports now forwarded. Now what we do is on this one, this router, it adds it here. It says DVR server, so we want to add that to the list of applications. And now that's added, so those ports are now forwarded so now I can do my internet viewing. Now on some routers, see, ours said what the PC name was, so we just had to select it from a list. But some routers, you're going to have to find out what your local IP address is for the DVR, and you can do that by clicking on Run, and then you go to CMD for command. It'll bring up a DOS window, and you want to type in ipconfig, CONFIG. Okay, and then this tells you what your local IP address of the DVR is, which is mine is 192.168.1.72. So that's That's like on some DVRs when you go to port forward, it'll say what's the local address you want to port forward to. That's how you find what your local address is, and then you can forward the ports to the address. I mean, sometimes it says the PC name, it depends on the router. But once you forward your ports, if you want to see if you forward them correctly, you can go to portforward.com, and on portforward.com there's a port checker. So if you click this port checker right here, and then you download this application, basically you type in the port and press enter, and it'll tell you whether or not it's forwarded. If it says it's not, then you know there's something. Then there's no way you can connect remotely with your DVR until it says it's okay. So you might want to check on that if you can't get your thing to work right. So once the ports are forwarded, what you're going to want to type in is your IP. You need to find out what your IP address is. So if you go to whatismyip.com, they'll tell you your IP address. So this here is, oops, crazy there for a second. This here is my IP address. So basically what you want to do is you want to type in your IP address in this line up here. It's on your remote computer, not the one inside the network. On the remote computer, you want to type in http:// your IP address, and then :9000. And then if it's forwarded right on your remote computer, it should have you be able to download application. And since I'm on the same network here, I'm just going to type in my local IP address instead to show you how this works. So mine's .72, so 192.168.1.72. Okay, so right here, this is what you should get when you're trying to log in with the Internet Explorer, if it's done correctly. So you need to install this ActiveX control, but you first want to go to Tools, Internet Options, Security, Custom Levels, and then you want to make sure ActiveX controls are enabled or prompted. So that needs to be enabled, that needs to be prompt, enable, and enable for that one. Prompt's already on that one. Prompt's fine for that one. Prompt. That one's enabled. That one's already enabled. Okay, they're all good. And then once you get to downloads, you can stop, because that's the end of the ActiveX. And yes, we'll make those changes. Click OK. Now when you go and click install this add-on, it will let you install it. So just click install and you wait a few seconds. Okay, then it has your user interface. On the remote view of the Internet Explorer, you only can see 16 cameras at a time. So you want to click on the 16 view if you have 16 or more when you first log in. You type in your username up here. You probably want this set on mainstream, and then you click login, and it logs in. So you can see here that I got the one camera connected, and I can see the one camera remotely. But I mean, if I was outside the network, I'd type in my other IP address instead of the local one, and then if it's forwarded correctly, it should work right. So that's how you log in Internet Explorer. We will do another video to log in with the remote client software.